Can heavy metals cause addiction? Understanding the impact of heavy metals on health. In recent years, scientific research has increasingly highlighted the detrimental effects of heavy metals on human health. From Alzheimer's and cognitive decline to behavioral issues, kidney dysfunction, and even severe conditions like Parkinson's and epilepsy, the presence of heavy metals in our bodies poses significant risks. Studies have shown alarming findings, such as the presence of heavy metals like mercury, lead, aluminum, and cadmium in the cord blood of infants whose mothers smoked during pregnancy. This underscores a critical concern. These toxic substances can penetrate even the most vulnerable stages of life, potentially affecting development and long-term health outcomes. Join us as we delve into the intricate world of heavy metals and their impact on health. We'll explore the latest research, understand how these metals enter our bodies, discuss potential sources of exposure, and most importantly, learn about preventive measures and treatments to safeguard ourselves and future generations. Together, let's uncover the hidden dangers of heavy metals and empower ourselves with knowledge to promote healthier lives. Are heavy metals impacting your health? Have you found yourself grappling with any of these symptoms persistently for over 6 months? Abdominal pain, anxiety, PTSD, ADHD, memory loss, mood swings, addiction, depression, frequent headaches, weakness and fatigue, achy joints and muscles, constipation, diarrhea, dehydration, brain fog or other neurological issues, chronic infections, visual disturbances, insomnia, paralysis, horizontal lines on your nails, behavioral changes, weak or malformed bones, miscarriages or premature labor. It's a lengthy list, isn't it? This list goes on. These symptoms could be indicative of heavy metal poisoning, a common issue resulting from the accumulation of various heavy metals in our bodies. Environmental and industrial factors expose us to toxic levels daily through FDA-approved foods and products, especially processed foods, over-the-counter drugs, dental fillings, tap water, and the air we breathe. Consider this. Salt Lake City ranks among the world's top 5 for poor air quality, highlighting the widespread nature of our exposure. Even medications, depending on their formulation, can contain elevated levels of heavy metals, potentially leading to cognitive impairments and developmental delays in children. But what can we do about it? Detoxifying with the right foods. Certain foods can aid in detoxifying heavy metals from our bodies. Cilantro, dark leafy greens, spirulina, chlorella, barley grass juice, wild blueberries, Atlantic dulse, curry, green tea, tomatoes, probiotics, vitamin C-rich fruits like oranges and strawberries. You can learn more about safe and natural methods to detox the brain and body or become a practitioner with our online school of holistic medicine. Visit our healthy dietary regimen in our holistic nutrition certification programs or any of our health and wellness programs. Beyond neurotoxic effects. In summary, toxic heavy metals such as lead pose significant health risks beyond their neurotoxic effects. They can interfere with hemoglobin synthesis, stress vital organs like the kidneys and gastrointestinal tract, affect joints and the reproductive system, and cause acute or chronic damage to the cardiovascular and nervous systems. A 2018 study published in The Lancet Public Health estimates that lead exposure contributes to about 400,000 deaths annually in the U.S., with a significant portion attributed to cardiovascular disease. Although lead poisoning has been removed from lead-based paint and shifted to lead-free gasoline, low-level toxicity remains a concern. Children are particularly vulnerable, experiencing subtle neuropsychological effects even at low exposure levels. Symptoms of lead poisoning in children include brain and nervous system damage, behavior and learning issues, slowed growth, headaches, and more. Adults may suffer from high blood pressure, joint pain, digestive problems, nerve disorders, and cognitive impairments. Lead continues to be used in various industries such as batteries, alloys, pigments, cable sheathing, and ammunition, and coal-burning power plants still emit lead into the atmosphere. While lead pipes have mostly been replaced, residual risks exist in older infrastructure. It's crucial to check local water supplies and inspect homes for residual lead paint to mitigate exposure risks effectively. Aluminum, a ubiquitous and hidden risk. Research has indicated that aluminum, once ingested, can accumulate in brain tissue, potentially leading to cognitive impairment and memory loss. This metal is pervasive in our daily lives, found in food emulsifiers, antiperspirants, hairsprays, and commercial products such as baking powder, toothpaste, drinking water, and cookware. Consequently, many of us are exposed to significant amounts over our lifetimes. The link between aluminum and Alzheimer's disease has been a topic of speculation for years. A 1995 study published in Neurotoxicology suggested that the use of aluminum salts in water purification might explain the high incidence of Alzheimer's. More recent research has highlighted the role of fluoride in making ingested aluminum more bioavailable, exacerbating its harmful effects. This combination has been shown to cause brain tissue changes similar to those seen in Alzheimer's patients. Importantly, there is a distinction between metallic aluminum and plant-derived aluminum hydroxide, the latter of which has not been linked to toxic levels in the human body. Cadmium, an emerging concern. Cadmium, similar in chemical structure to zinc, can interfere with essential biological functions. Its prevalence has increased due to industrial activities, particularly zinc mining and refinement. Cadmium exposure primarily occurs through food grown in contaminated soil, cigarette smoke, and industrial emissions. Cadmium's persistence in the body, where it can remain for decades, and its ability to displace zinc make it particularly harmful. It can cause bone defects, increase blood pressure, and contribute to cancer, particularly lung and prostate cancer. Diets high in refined grains and flours, which reduce zinc intake, can exacerbate cadmium toxicity. Can heavy metals cause addiction? Neurological impact of heavy metals. Heavy metals can cause significant neurological damage, affecting brain function and structure. Key mechanisms through which they contribute to addiction include neurotransmitter disruption. Heavy metals can interfere with the production, release, and function of neurotransmitters, which are critical for mood regulation, reward processing, and stress response. For instance, lead impairs dopamine signaling, which is crucial for reward and pleasure sensations. Mercury disrupts the balance of neurotransmitters such as serotonin and norepinephrine, which can affect mood and anxiety levels. Oxidative stress. Heavy metals generate oxidative stress, leading to inflammation and damage in brain tissues. This oxidative damage can impair cognitive functions and emotional regulation, increasing susceptibility to addictive behaviors as a coping mechanism. Blood-brain barrier (BBB) disruption. Heavy metals can compromise the integrity of the BBB, allowing more toxins to enter the brain and cause further damage. This increased permeability can exacerbate neurological disorders and addictive tendencies. Behavioral and psychological effects. Anxiety and depression. Exposure to heavy metals is linked to higher rates of anxiety and depression, conditions often comorbid with addiction. Individuals may turn to substances as a form of self-medication to alleviate these symptoms. Cognitive impairment. Heavy metals can impair cognitive functions such as memory, decision-making, and impulse control. These impairments can make individuals more prone to engaging in risky behaviors, including substance abuse. Reward system alterations. The brain's reward system, which is integral to addiction, can be altered by heavy metal toxicity. Disruptions in dopamine and other neurotransmitter systems can enhance the rewarding effects of addictive substances, making it harder for individuals to resist cravings. Biological and environmental interactions. Genetic susceptibility. Genetic factors can influence an individual's vulnerability to both heavy metal toxicity and addiction. Certain genetic profiles may exacerbate the impact of heavy metals on neurological functions, increasing addiction risk. Environmental exposures. Socioeconomic factors often dictate exposure levels to heavy metals. Communities with higher exposure rates, due to factors like industrial pollution or substandard housing, may see higher addiction rates, suggesting a link between environmental toxins and substance use disorders. Global chemtrails/cloud seeding. The Global Chemtrail Report Center in September last year published a map identifying 107 locations with known chemtrail activity around the globe. Implications for treatment. Understanding the connection between heavy metal toxicity and addiction can inform more effective treatment strategies. Detoxification. Incorporating heavy metal detoxification methods, such as chelation therapy, could be beneficial in addiction treatment protocols. Nutritional support. Ensuring adequate intake of essential nutrients like zinc and antioxidants can help mitigate the effects of heavy metal toxicity. Comprehensive assessment. Routine screening for heavy metal exposure in individuals seeking addiction treatment can provide critical insights for personalized care plans. The connection between heavy metal toxicity and addiction underscores the importance of a holistic approach to addiction treatment. By addressing the underlying neurological and environmental factors, we can develop more effective prevention and intervention strategies to combat addiction and improve overall mental health. Prevention and mitigation. To reduce exposure to these harmful metals, avoid aluminum cookware and aluminum-based deodorants. Limit consumption of high-mercury fish. Test and filter drinking water for heavy metals. Choose products free from toxic metals and keep them away from children. Dispose of hazardous items like batteries and light bulbs safely. Heavy metal testing and individualized treatment protocols can help manage and mitigate exposure risks. By taking proactive steps, we can protect ourselves and our families from the harmful effects of heavy metals. Emerging research indicates that heavy metal exposure may also play a significant role in the development and perpetuation of addiction. Understanding this connection is crucial for holistic approaches to addiction treatment and prevention. Avoiding harmful foods and substances. One pack of cigarettes contains about 20 micrograms of cadmium, or about 1 microgram per cigarette. About 30% of that goes into the lungs and is absorbed, and the remaining 70% goes into the atmosphere to be inhaled by others or to contaminate the environment. With long-term smoking, the risk of cadmium toxicity is increased. Though most of it is eliminated, a little bit is stored every day. To minimize heavy metal poisoning or prevent it altogether, consider limiting or avoiding certain foods and substances. Brown rice often contains arsenic. Farm-raised and larger fish contain higher levels of mercury. Alcohol, processed and inorganic foods, refined flour, rice, and sugar. Dental care, opt out of new amalgam fillings and consult with a knowledgeable dentist to replace existing mercury fillings. Cookware and personal care, use alternatives to aluminum cookware and aluminum-based deodorants. Seafood. Limit consumption of high-mercury fish such as swordfish, shark, orange roughy, and albacore tuna. Water safety. Test your home's water supply for heavy metals and use filters to remove fluoride and lead. Air pollution. Chem sprays contain toxic metals, including barium. Product evaluation. Check household products for toxic metals. This includes fertilizers, fungicides, insect or rodent poisons, lead-based paint, refinishing chemicals, cleaning agents, hobby supplies, photographic chemicals, and batteries. Keep these items in their original containers. Product selection. Always read labels and choose safer products whenever possible. Child safety. Store all potentially toxic products out of reach of children. Safe disposal. Properly dispose of light bulbs, batteries, and other items containing hazardous materials. While detoxifying from heavy metals takes time and dedication, it's entirely achievable. Consistency is key, with periodic detox efforts recommended, especially during seasons like the holidays when dietary habits may be less stringent. Let's prioritize our health by understanding and combating the impact of heavy metals. Together, we can navigate towards a healthier, detoxified future. To learn more about various natural detox protocols or become certified in health and wellness with our School of Natural Health such as holistic nutrition, naturopathic medicine, or holistic practitioner programs, explore our featured programs.